Welcome back to the second part of this lab. When I tried to do the cordoning of a node in the previous lab, I kind of failed because the pods that were running on that particular node were getting evicted and they were not being replaced on a different node. So it turns out is because when the pods are not part of deployment, that's the default behavior. They get evicted, but they don't get spawn up somewhere else because they're not part of any replica set or deployment. They're just individual pods. So that's the default behavior. So I'm going to show you now how this behavior is different when you run a deployment. So let's do first of all, I'll show you the nodes. They have 3 nodes. They're all on cordons. They can be all deployed. Right now, there's no pods running on them except for the system pods. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a deployment as opposed to pods by hand. So I'm going to run K. Actually, I have it in my history already. So I will create a deployment like that. 6 nginx pods, part of a deployment called my-dep. All right, so now if we do kget nodes, kget pod minus o wide, you will see that there are 6 pods running, and they're not even, by the way. So there's the 8n has 1, tm has 2, and 6c has 3. So I'm going to now cordon 6m, the 6c node, and those 3 pod should spawn up in some other node. So let's do that. So now I'm going to do is cordon that node, drain. So I'm going to drain this node 6c with force and ignoring daemon sets. All right. So they got evicted, but if I do kget pod o dash wide, what you will see is there's still 6 pods running. New pods got created. The old ones got evicted. They got created, and now none of them are running on 6c. Looks like 8n has 3 of them, and tm has 3 of them, so 3 and 3 on the remaining 2 nodes. So that's the default behavior when you drain a node. The individual pods get evicted and they don't get recreated because they're not part of a deployment or a replica set. But if you run the pods as part of a deployment or replica set, automatically the controller picks up and says, okay, those 2 pods died. I'm going to create 2 new ones as to keep my deployment pods number to 6. So I hope you found this video useful. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next CKA lab video.